Hi, I'm Miss Emma MM. Welcome to my channel. And I actually want to do that VEDA thing. I've been watching a lot of Sarah Snitch lately, who does Disney videos. And I noticed last year and this year she's doing this thing, video every day for April. Of course, yesterday was April 1st, which was my boyfriend's birthday. And somehow I ended up doing all this other stuff and not recording a video, which doesn't start me off very well, but oh well. So this is something I actually wanted to get recorded sometime within the last week. And that is, you know how I did my other Netflix video that are the new movies, like the good movies that are coming to Netflix this month in April 2017. Today, I want to talk about TV shows or TV type specials, i.e. like comedy specials, that are coming to Netflix that you should check out. Because if you visit a lot of websites, they're going to give you a list of everything coming out, and a lot of it's garbage. And I used to do things like this on my blog, but I haven't been writing as much, and I feel like this is more immediate. Okay, so this month we are actually getting a reboot of Mystery Science Theater 3000, and that is going to be starring, I believe, Felicia Day, yeah, and Patton Oswalt. So you probably know Felicia Day from appearing on Supernatural. She wrote a book, a bunch of other stuff. Patton Oswalt, of course, who's a comedic actor, and he's been in everything lately. And let's go back to talking about that a little for a second. In the same vein, he's been doing a guest starring role on the last season of Archer. I believe it was season 7. Yeah, so season 7 of Archer, the new season had already come out. I think it's coming out in a week or something, season 8. I don't have cable, but season 7 was concurrently released on Netflix and Hulu a few days ago. I know that's technically March, but it's like the end of freaking March. You might as well say it's April. Another thing that was recently released right at the end of March was the second season of Better Call Saul, which of course is the Breaking Bad spinoff about his crooked lawyer. I got to watch like half of the first season, so I am very behind because I know season 3 will be coming out. But it's a good show. You want to check that out. And speaking of things that are back in the public eye, Bill Nye Saves the World is a Netflix original show, just like the MST3K reboot. And this one is going to be about him talking about science and everything like that, but also how it relates to pop culture. I took a look at the Wikipedia page for a second. Don't recognize anybody else who works on the show, but maybe they're all scientific people, and that's why I don't know them. Chelsea, her new Netflix show where she interviews people, and another thing I like, and that's a Netflix original too, that she likes, another thing I like that she does on there is she learns about things she doesn't know, and you know they're like current events or whatever, or like, and she also like they have her interview people in movies that regard, you know, that go with the stuff that Netflix is producing, but a lot of Netflix programming is very good, so I mean that's understandable nonetheless. I really liked last year how Chelsea, she wasn't putting up, she wasn't going with, you know, oh, let's just ignore this Trump stuff. Like she wasn't just being funny about it. She was being very honest. So I do like that she's very honest. She will sit there and talk about how she drinks a bottle of vodka or she did this drug or whatever. And not every single episode is great, but the show is usually on 4 or 5 times a week. So even if half of them are amazing, it's a, you know, half-hour show. It's just really good. And she, like I said, and another thing is, she's friends with, Jenny Mollen, who is an amazing writer, and she is married to Jason Biggs, you know, from the American Pie movies. They're both friends with her. They've been on there a bunch of times. Just watch it. And also follow Jenny Mollen on Snapchat. So, there are a couple comedy specials, and I feel like these could be grouped into movies or TV, but there wasn't as much TV stuff coming out as movies. And frankly, I've always watched comedy specials on TV unless you're seeing it live. Like, you know, before I ever had streaming services back in the day, you'd see them on HBO, Comedy Central, etc. So, now one is the new Kevin Hart movie called What Now that co-stars Halle Berry, but it seems like it starts out like a movie and then it's just about him doing a comedy special. So that's a comedy special. I heard that was either good or okay. I do like Kevin Hart, so I'm looking forward to that. Louis C.K. has a special coming out, and says it's just titled 2017, which is weird, but Louis C.K. is so fucking hilarious. If you've never watched the show Louis, check it out. Watch all his old specials. He doesn't give a fuck. He talks about whatever he wants to. Just screwed up things. Check out the last time he hosted SNL. I think it was the season before last. Ridiculous. Like, you would never think someone could say this. He's like, this is going to end my career. That is how controversial he is. And like I was saying, he just talks about everything. There's this one bit he does where he was actually talking about that now he has more money. He was living in like a nice building in New York. And he looked kind of scruffy because it's like in the morning on the weekend or whatever. And he was going outside to do something, and somebody mistook him as a homeless person who shouldn't have been in their area of their building, like whatever it is, like a little garden or fountain or whatever area. And he just went with it to fuck with them. I don't know why, but that really stood out to me. Okay, so, and I believe the only other thing that I really liked, and like I said, there's more stuff coming out, but why bother watching a bunch of garbage, is Legends of Tomorrow Season 2, which of course is in the DC universe. It's a CW show. It's great. And I really like what they've been doing sometimes, which is releasing some of these shows right after the season is over. So this is supposed to come out this month on Netflix. The last episode airs in a couple days, the last episode of Season 2. Now, you can watch it for free on the CW app. It used to be on Hulu, like up-to-date episodes, but then they only have like 5 episodes. If you get busy doing anything else in your life, you're behind. So I think I've only seen 3 episodes so far from the season. I'm really excited to get caught up. Legends of Tomorrow is just like a cheesy, over-the-top superhero show, and it's amazing. It stars... Okay, so there's a guy called Rip Hunter, and right now his real name is escaping me, but he's the guy who was on Doctor Who as the boyfriend who like waited all that time. So he's doing another time travel thing. He goes to recruit a bunch of superheroes that you've already seen, but not just superheroes, but also bad guys that you've seen on The Flash. If you watch The Flash or Arrow, you've seen them on there. So he gets Ray Palmer / the Atom. He gets Sarah Lawrence, who was Black Canary, but now she's White Canary. Because, okay, so the Atom was like this genius tech billionaire, and he built an atom suit to shrink himself, like Ant-Man. And he's obviously, he has super strength and all that stuff. He's pretty awesome. So, you have him, you have Sarah Lawrence / White Canary, who used to be Black Canary, who had become like a mercenary for Ra's al Ghul and everything, and she has like kick-ass martial arts skills. She's a lesbian, and they use that a lot to like comedic effect, which is actually pretty fun. She gets to like do like lecherous guy stuff that guys usually do, like hitting on these girls who are like real like shy and stuff. Martin Stein and Jax, who are Firestorm, which is like this old guy and this young guy, and they have to like match up together and be little, like they go on fire. Kendra Saunders / Hawk Girl. She's a Hawk Girl. It's like an ancient Egyptian princess or something who becomes a Hawk Girl. Carter Hall / Hawkman. That's her soulmate. Leonard Snart, aka Captain Cold, and Mick Rory, aka Heatwave. And they're brothers. Wait, maybe they're not brothers. Okay, well, in my head I thought they were brothers because I used to watch Prison Break. But fuck me, right? Anyways, I don't want to give away, like, who wasn't on the show as I had been watching it or anything. You should watch season 1 first, obviously. But if you've watched Arrow, which is, like, so, like, it's over the top at the same time, it takes itself so seriously. And then you go and watch some of The Flash, which came out second, and it's more fun and less serious. And then you put on Legends of Tomorrow, and it's like the circus is in town. Because it's amazing. Like, it knows what it is, and it loves it. It's not like nothing's ever serious. It's not like nobody ever dies. That's the setup for the show, is the guy's family dies. And that's why he goes, like, rogue and everything. But he's a rogue time master. But my point is that the show's great. One of the things that's kind of confusing is they do all the crossovers, like, when it was Arrow and Flash, now it's Arrow and the Flash and Legends of Tomorrow. And then I think they added that Supergirl show in and made that part of their universe. It went from Fox to there. I've only seen 1 episode of that. I have to get into that, I guess. But they do crossovers with all 4 of them now. So I'm just really excited to see what exactly is going on with this show right now. In case you're wondering who plays these characters, people you might know is you got Victor Garber, who is playing half of Firestorm, and you know him as the dad from Alias, who is fucking awesome, and Brandon Routh as Ray Palmer, which Brandon Routh was in the Superman reboot, like, what, 15 years ago? Got a lot of hate. And I didn't really care for him just from interviews and stuff. I actually saw him at conventions a few years ago. Like, I didn't go see him. I just saw him from across the room. They had, like, him, Dean Cain. I was like, oh, it's all the old retired Supermen. But, he's back with this. And I also loved whenever he did Zack and Miri Make a Porno a few years ago. So hilarious. Watch that movie if you've never seen it. But he is really great as Ray Palmer. And I remember when he left Arrow, when his character wasn't on there anymore, I was like, oh, and I was so bummed. And then I found out he was going to be on this show. I was like, yes, yes, yes. So he could be sort of like sweet and nice, which is a little different. And a lot of the other people, I'm not familiar with them outside of this show. They recently, well, the newer one that I had watched, Nick Zano had joined as Nate Hayward / Steel, and he like turns into Steel because they like shoot him full of something, which is crazy, by the way. And sorry, that's a slight spoiler for season 2. Don't get me started. Okay, so Dominic Purcell and Wentworth Miller are the ones who are playing Heatwave and Captain Cold. And like I said, they're from Prison Break. And then I just saw something online the other day, like, they're both coming back to the new Prison Break reboot. And I'm like, do I have to watch that now? Because what the hell? But anyways, like I was saying, I feel like April doesn't have that many things that are good that are coming to Netflix. But what they do have, definitely going to keep you entertained for a while. I'm already, like, almost done with season 7 of Archer. It's really weird and trippy and, like, all set in Los Angeles. Oh, in case you don't know what Archer is, it's about this group of spies. It's animated, so over the top. I feel like it would be rated like NC-17 or something, but I guess it airs on Comedy Central. There's shooting, there's violence, there's sex. It's hilarious. It stars a bunch of awesome actors like Chris Parnell, and it's like in a weird time because everything looks retro, like 60s spy stuff, but at the same time they have cell phones and stuff. And just the characters are over the top crazy. Like, Pam is hilarious and dirty and doesn't even care. And Krieger is like the mad scientist of the group. And of course, Archer himself, who's the lead, is just like this man who are alcoholic. It's great. Oh, he also plays the Bob. He plays Bob from Bob's Burgers as well. So if you recognize his voice, that's why. So by my count, you have. Sorry, my eyes are really not going to get any better, I can tell, ever in my life. About 8 different things that I highly recommend, or at least somewhat recommend, because I haven't seen Bill Nye or MST3K yet, the new ones. But that's what you want to check out on Netflix this month for April 2017. I will be back with another streaming video soon. Probably going to do HBO. So let me know if you're going to watch any of those titles. If I missed anything that's coming out for April, maybe I was like, oh, it looks like garbage. But you've seen it and you know it's good. Let me know. And like I think I just mentioned, which one of those shows you like the best or plan to watch and check out. Thanks for joining me.